Unless you're worried about Regan.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the physique update from Blessing Awodibu on his road to his comeback. Because for those of you guys who do not know, he's coming back to the bodybuilding stage after almost 2 years. And man, if only his quads were responding as much as his upper body. Blessing had all the tools to be a first call out guy at the Olympia level. Look at the density on the back. The shoulder to waist ratio is just unbelievable, and Blessing was already extremely impressive in the upper half in this regard, even 2 years back, when he won those 2 pro shows. But looking at his back right now, he has definitely made some gains in that specific area, and it kind of makes sense. He was 330 pounds in this past offseason, at the peak of his offseason, and Blessing never pushed this much to this much heavy of a body weight in his career before. So we as fans just cannot wait to see the final package, the final look from Blessing, especially the legs, because his quads still look kind of big in that 15 weeks out check-in. Now I still think he should be very realistic about the choice of shoes for his comeback, or the kind of shoes that he's going for. Because at the end of the day, it is all about winning a show again and securing your Olympia spot. And we all know he isn't winning a show like the Pittsburgh Pro, with Nick and Martin in there, and possibly the New York Pro as well. Now Stefan Blessing's coach, he confirmed that he's in for this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, but Blessing himself said no shows are confirmed as of yet. Now Blessing has that great quality when it comes to his upper body, very round, very 3D and very bubbly looking muscles. And back in 2022, George Farah got him in a superb condition when he won the Indy Pro and the New York Pro. And you have got to give the credit where it's due. This update looks pretty damn crazy. So Hostile just dropped some Sherpa lined zip-up hoodies and Force hooded jackets. So do check them out and use the code FAZI10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up we have the physique update from Behrooz. The only update we have regarding his visa is that he has hired a law firm this time in the US to get him into the US for the upcoming Miss Olympia this year, and hopefully for some other shows as well. But the Olympia is the goal, and hopefully this time his application won't be delayed, just like it has been for the last 3 years, because the man was qualified for Miss Olympia for 3 years in a row, and he could not be there because of the visa problem. So at least this time, he will get an answer. So Behrooz right now is getting ready to defend his Italy and Dubai Pro title, and there might not be any big names entering this upcoming Italy Pro, but Dubai Pro, that is gonna have an insane lineup. But we have to keep in mind Behrooz is a top 6 Olympia material. And I'm not the one saying that. That is the opinion of many bodybuilding experts and legends of the sport out there. And the worst, Behrooz would have placed at the Olympia last year, that would have been 7th. Because at this point, I don't think a guy like William Bonac can beat him. And Behrooz did beat William Bonac quite convincingly last year in Dubai Pro. Now Behrooz is a very complete bodybuilder, front to back. His conditioning and hardness and the kind of detail that he has, that can rival the likes of Hadi Choopan, which is saying something. And maybe this has something to do with those Iranian genetics. Now if he gets to that Miss Olympia stage this year, because it's guaranteed that he's gonna win a pro show and he's gonna qualify again. So if he makes it into the US, he's gonna shake up that Olympia top 6 for sure, as he's a much balanced bodybuilder compared to 2021 when he first came onto the scene and he made his pro debut in Romania. Although it's gonna be Behrouz's Olympia debut, in actual this could have been Behrouz's 4th Miss Olympia competition. Another day, another physique update from Terrence on his road to this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro in May. And this might be a reply to Josema Beast, who is also doing this show. Or it's just me trying to hype things up. So Jose Manuel also posted a similar type of physique update just a couple of days back. And this is Terrence with that trademark back, one of the best in the game. But we have seen from Josema Beast that he also has one of the best back in classic physique right now. Now Terrence's conditioning as always is looking pretty solid for 10 weeks out. And there was just 1 year, I guess back in 2022, when Terrence was a bit off for the Olympia. Other than that, he has almost always nailed his condition And Terrence will be kind of happy with Talmanian's detailed explanation of Mike Sommerfeld winning this year's Arnold. And that too so convincingly, because there are some similarities between Mike and Terrence. And who knows, we might see Mike compete in this year's Pittsburgh Pro as well, as he has already hinted about that. And that was just at this past Arnold weekend. So Terrence Ruffin is most probably gonna be 10 pounds heavier than last year. And this is the stage weight we are talking about. And maybe even if there is a bit of exaggeration in that number, but 5 to 7 pounds, that is still a very realistic target. And even that is considered a lot of stage weight. Now we keep on mentioning the advantage that Terrence Ruffin has in terms of the weight that he can put on before he maxes out that rear cap. No one else in that Olympia top 6 has that privilege, or I'm gonna say even top 10. How do you guys rate the freakiness of this off-season physique update from the Egyptian tank Hassan Mostafa? So this is him at 300 pounds, and he has those kind of genetics. He's trying not to grow anymore because he doesn't need more size to win the shows. He doesn't need to grow or get any bigger. He's already one of the most muscular guy in the men's open class. Now some would argue that he doesn't even have to be touching 300 pounds because every time a bodybuilder of that height he pushes towards 300 pounds, there is that risk of widening that waistline and also maintaining this kind of muscle mass that requires a lot of food. And one of the biggest flaws that Hassan Mostafa has is that he is unable to create a good X frame, a very nice V-taper, and he loses some ground in those front shots. Now he has that unbelievable amount of muscle mass, but the thing is he cannot be even slightly off in terms of condition, otherwise he even drops outside of the top 5. In a show like Toronto Pro, just like he did last year, I believe Hassan at 100%, he would have been fighting for the title with Muhammad Fauda at Chicago Pro, but he just wasn't on. Now based on the consistency with which AJ Sims brought Hassan Mostafa to the stage every single time, and that was back in 2022, and he got Hassan in the best shape of his life. But at the same time, he had some serious health problems leading into the Olympia that year. Now I have no idea why he dropped Chad Nichols as his coach for last year, as Chad also did an awesome job with Hassan in 2023. Next up we have the physique update from Joan Pradells, who is continuously evolving with every single update that he posts. And this is a comeback, which we should all be very excited about, and we should all look forward to, as it is happening after more than 2 years. And there is a difference of night and day in Juan's physique now compared to what it looked like back at the Emperor Classic Spain in 2023. So the biggest change in his physique is how massive his quads got over the last couple of years. And that is why his physique has become so much more pronounced. His X-frame, his V-taper. The quads in particular are the reasons that have made his physique so much more streamlined and aesthetic. And that is gonna play a major role in his placings in whatever show he does next. Now, I won't be surprised at all if he does this upcoming Spain Pro. He has got a massive fan following there, and performing in front of thousands and thousands of your fans, that would be amazing. So Juan made a timely decision of taking those 2 years off, which he would have ultimately taken, because this is open bodybuilding we are talking about, and he wasn't close to the level of the pros back in 2023. But this current physique, that is gonna be very formidable, and that too at every level. And I just hope he nails the condition this time around. So Derek Lunsford has set such a high standard in terms of the condition that he was able to bring at this past Arnold. The questions are being asked to the mutant Nick Walker as well, whether he is gonna be able to match Derek in terms of the condition, starting from this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. And we all know how confident Nick Walker is. And now that he's totally locked in for this prep and seeing the changes in his physique, all that confidence that was lost by dropping out of the Olympia last year, based on an, I'm gonna say, illogical reason, that confidence is back to its peak now. And it is evident from every statement that Nick Walker has made in the past couple of weeks, especially in reference to a guy like Martin. Now, if Nick wins this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, you bet he's gonna start calling out the reigning Miss Olympia Samson Dauda, the reigning Arnold champion, Derek Lunsford. And he will have the right to do that, because beating Martin, that means one thing: he's gonna be fighting for at least top 4 at the Olympia this year. as Martin right now is a top 4 bodybuilder in the world. But the thing is, Nick isn't being intimidated by Martin even a bit. I mean, Nick doesn't even see him as a real threat, because him saying that he's gonna beat Martin easily, those are some big words. And that too to say about a guy who was literally the breakout star of last year. Now there was a moment in the episode of the Bro Chat when Nick was asked about Regan Grimes, and the response that he gave, that is all there needs to be said to explain how much is he worried about a guy like Regan. In fact, the response was nothing but hilarious.
You're probably going to win New York, unless you're worried about Regan.
No, not really.
So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.